Nick Cannon is here. Nick, we got a lot to talk about, man.
Yes, we do.
We got a lot to talk about. Your masterclass is crazy.
Yes,
but let me just
good.
ask you this one question, because I really wanted to ask this.
All right.
Dude, you got more ideas in your head than any human I know.
I know. I'm trying to get them all out.
Behind the mask.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I caught myself sitting there watching. I was like, what the hell is this?
Trying to figure out.
Yes. And I got sucked in.
Oh, thank you, man.
Man, it's like every time I turn around, you got something new going.
You got to keep cooking while the pot is hot.
Yeah,
you know how it go. And you know, honestly, it's just waking up each and every day and allowed to be creative, and that's my occupation. Man, that's a blessing. So I'm gonna just keep coming with these ideas, keep coming with these concepts and content.
Well, listen, we had a new song to play.
Yeah.
That's why, ladies and gentlemen, please listen.
Yes.
We have a new song.
It's going down.
Hey.
Gang,
We
gang.
have a new song with Nick Cannon on it.
Jacquees, the king of R&B.
Yes, the king of R&B.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to drop the exclusive. It's a new song with Nick Cannon and what's it called? In Creation? What's the name of the group?
No, it's Incredible Gang.
Incredible
Incredible
Gang.
is how we rock. I put everybody together.
Gang.
I put it all together. You see, it's like a big
you
gumbo.
orchestrated.
Trying to get my Quincy Jones on.
Yes.
So-
All right. We got a special guest in the studio. One of my favorite people in the whole entertainment game.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Good morning.
Nick, you are, man.
Man,
You are,
that's
man.
love.
Like
That's
I
love.
said before we went in, man, you just keep coming back. Like you are the consummate entertainer.
Thank
You
you.
do
man.
everything. What don't you do? You could drop bars. You could do interview. You could do movies. You could host TV shows.
I think it's-
Radio.
Yeah, I think
Host a class.
Yeah, I think it's like just being somebody who was born in our culture and in church, and when you one of those kids, it's just like you do everything. You play
Yeah.
all the instruments. You get in front of the congregation, and I think I was birthed from that, and then I just kept going, and put it into my career. So.
Actually, to Frank's point, you do so much, and comedy and radio. You've hosted. You have so many things going on. As a creative, how do you find that balance without tainting the integrity of the other things that you're passionate about? Like, how do you find that balance? Because look, that's a personal question for me.
Yeah, honestly, I go back to the people that came before me. When you look at, the Sammy Davis Jr.'s, the Harry Belafontes,
Yep.
like they, not only did they have to be, amazing showmen, but they were amazing entrepreneurs and business people. And then to have the culture on your back, when you think about like the trails they had to blaze and the doors they had to kick down just to be able to perform.
Yeah.
I kind of say I want to be cut from that same cloth, and I've had the opportunity to sit with people like Harry Belafonte and Dick Gregory, and when you feel that energy, when you feel the spirit of our ancestors to just break through and build up our culture, what you guys are doing here in the morning, like it's one of those things where it's not only a privilege, it's a duty.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be compartmentalized or put into a box by anybody, and that's what the industry tries to do. So
And I was going to ask that, like, have you faced a lot of opposition from people who feel like you do too much?
Oh, absolutely. But then that's when I reference those others that came before me.
Yeah.
And then now, but I think the tide is shifting. It's definitely a paradigm shift.
I agree.
Because everyone does everything now.
Yes.
And I remember 10, 15 years ago, it used to be, it was a story that, he has an album and a movie and all this, but like that's everyone now.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. I feel like we birthed the next generation to see like, if you're an entertainer, you have to entertain.
Absolutely.
If you're on Broadway, you got 8 shows a week where you got to sing, dance, act, project, promote, and that's really exactly. That's the culture we come from.
Yeah, right on.
Well,
Good for you, brother.
You have the new music that you're putting out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for this set of new songs?
It's interesting because I've never stopped doing music. I've always produced, and I've always been influential in people's careers, like the artist Her and Kaylani and everybody that you see on Wilin Out. I make all of the music, so I've never really left. I've always DJ'd, since 1996. I've been behind the turntables, and then as you guys know, I have a radio career as well. So really just taking it and instead of trying to just be so much of an artist, really take that position as the mogul but still show my talents and my gifts. So I wanted to approach it like a Dr. Dre would approach it, or like a Quincy Jones would approach it, or a Jermaine Dupri, to where it's like I can step in and do what I need to do, but it's really about about bringing a collective of artists together, and that's why we called it the Incredible Gang. So like I jumped out there, you know, last year with the song Dream Girl with myself, Quavo, and Jeremiah, and that was the thing. It went off in such a way because it's like, oh, all my favorite artists are on one record, so I'm doing it again with, you know, Jacquees and Ty Dolla, and just taking a page out of JD and Diddy's book, you know, just so that I can bring artists together, and then at the same time, it's established artists mixed in with new artists that I get to launch on my label.
So dope,
man. Nick Cannon, you know, you've done so much, but you know what I really appreciate about you?
What's that?
We've known each other for a long time.
Yes, sir.
You are the only person that goes into controversial situations that always comes out clean on the other end.
Facts.
Yeah.
You never scathe, man.
Teflon.
I think it's about living your truth, and I think everyone knows that, you know, my spirit is a pleasant spirit. I have no malice, no animosity towards anyone, but I'm always speak the truth and be brutally honest, and that's what we have to do when we open these mics up. They want to hear true passion, and they want to hear honesty and authenticity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm never gonna say that I'm always right, and I'm really not, I don't have none of the answers, but I got all the right questions.
Did people get on you and say you shouldn't have addressed Kanye?
I mean, he came at me first, so as a man, I gotta
defend your honor.
I think he thought I was a soft target. You see, he ain't said nothing to game yet.
Ooh, right.
I had to let him know, hey, I ain't to be played with.
Yeah.
How about that? And you've done so well, even in your interviews.
Thank you, man.
You know,
I appreciate
we
that.
got a lot to talk
from
about.
The best. I learned from my OG sitting across from me. And I mean, even as radio, people understand this is probably one of the hardest forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
People don't. They think they just hear y'all in the morning. They don't know y'all prepping hours before and hours after just to put on an amazing show. So it's definitely my hats off to all of y'all, because I know what it's like doing these morning shows, and that's probably some of the hardest stuff that I've ever done, because you have to not only be entertaining, but you have to be revealing and vulnerable when these mics come on. So I salute that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Moment.
It was a moment. No, I had a question based off of what you said earlier, but you were saying that you feel like you've kind of gotten out of the controversy because you live your truth.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that provides you with the ultimate freedom? Because no one can kind of like B-Rabbit, how he like already spit all the rap. Like, I'm white, I'm this, I'm that.
That's why I created Wilin Out, which premieres tonight on MTV. But to say every joke that people want to say about me, I let me and my friends say them first. So there's nothing you can say that Kevin Hart or Cat Williams or Mike Epps or Dave Chappelle hasn't already said about me, or all of the new cast that you see on the show, from the DC Young Flies to the Carlos Chico. Like that's what we do, because I feel like Wilin Out is probably one of the most progressive shows on television, because we take people from every walk of life. We got transgender rappers, we got people from all different nations and perspectives and religions, and we going at each other saying everything we want to say, but we hug it out at the end, and we friends. So you don't have to have any hate to embrace and even to make fun of differences. So that's what we do, you know, daily, and that is my path as a comedian and someone who lives their truth. I can say whatever the hell I want to say.
And comedy kind of provides you that opportunity to be a little more politically incorrect too.
Absolutely.
That's so dope.
All right, Nick Cannon's in the studio. Let's go to the phones. Serena.
Yes.
You're on with Nick Cannon. Go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, Frank. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Queen. How are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's right. That's right, always. I was just trying to find out what upcoming projects you had going on, any tours or anything.
Oh, that is a great question. Of course. I mean, we got so many things going on, but we got the Wilin Out Tour that'll be making its way back through here, because we sold out all last year, but we trying to bring it all the way to the Georgia Dome this year. We're shooting the Wilin Out film, so we're going to start that probably in the summer and then bring it all the way. So we want to shoot that right here in Atlanta. And then, of course, you know, if you want to come to a Wilin Out taping, we shoot that here in Atlanta as well, starting in May. So we gonna be here all year, really.
Good to hear. Good to hear. One more question: how's your lupus? How's your health?
Oh, I ain't had a flare up in a minute, so I definitely thank you for asking that, because you know that could be difficult once that was gone. But I mean, I'm drinking all my water. I got my alkaline water right next to me, so I'm active.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a blessed day.
You too.
We are joined by the one and only Nick Cannon. He is in the studio.
Hey.
Happy Black History Month.
Yes!
You're here for Black Friday, brother.
Yeah, there it is.
Black.
We got to, and you know, shouts out to Carter G. Woodson. You know, 1926 Negro History Week was created, so now it's our whole month. We know
Dropping gems.
Coming through, dropping that knowledge,
Dropping
man.
gems.
It's Cannon's class. We get it all the time.
You teach,
Yeah.
you're educating, you're going to school, you're
Got
dropping
to.
businesses. I mean, I've been to CES, the electronics show. I've seen you doing stuff out there.
Yeah.
What haven't you done publicly that is coming on down the line? What
Yeah.
can we look forward to?
I mean, obviously, you hit on something, that field of academia. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I'll have my master's by the end of 2020
Wow.
from Howard
Congratulations.
University, HU. You know, but then I feel like I've done everything I've ever wanted to do in entertainment, and even done quite a bit in business. But that field of academia is real. So you know, I never wanted to just be another entertainer speaking on subjects that I didn't know. So
Right.
I went to school to study criminology, strategic legal and management, and also a minor in African American studies. So this is a good time for me. So hopefully you'll be seeing books and, you know, being a professor and all of that stuff as
Wow.
Wow, there you go.
off into it.
What's that motivation? Because a lot of people find success, think they have success, and then just say, I'm good, and then they stop.
Complacent.
Yeah, money isn't success to me. You know what I mean? It's that constant hunger and that constant drive. And then, you know, one of my first priorities is to be the best father I can possibly be.
Yep.
So I got to lead by example for my kids underneath me. And that's what school did for me. It showed me that education is true wealth, and it just expands. You know what I mean? Because I made all the money and hung out with all the women and bought all the cars and got all the jewelry, and there's still an emptiness. You know what I mean? And whether you can fulfill that spiritually or through education, but it's just something that you gotta just show to be the best human being you can possibly be.
Talk about Nick Cannon as a father.
Oh man, it's a wild ride.
Lit up. He lit up. I love it.
I love my tribe. You know what I mean? I feel like I got some special children, so they're the highlight of my life. But you know, they crazy too. They just, you know, I think, you know, I procreated with some amazing queens, but that DNA is it's something else. I have to deal with it daily of just like my kids being like hams and, you know, wanting to be in front of the camera and making their YouTube videos. And
they got it honest.
yeah, my youngest, my 2-year-old is, man, he's a true indigo child. I don't know if you ever like did the research on that, where they feel like spirits that have been here before. Like he's not even 2 yet, and he can speak like 3 different languages.
Wow.
He can read, not just like recognize words, but full on read.
With understanding.
Play the piano. I've never seen anything like
That's
it.
amazing.
So like I said, I was blessed to be able to be a part of, you know, bringing some amazing energy into this world. So I want to keep going too. So
you want to add to your tribe?
future baby mamas listening, I gotta. I'm spreading my seed out here. I'm being fruitful and multiplying.
All right. Open casting.
What
call
advice
from
would
Nick
you
Cannon.
give? What advice would you give? Because you've obviously been with some very prominent women.
Yes.
And what advice would you give on relationships and keeping it cool, especially with kids? And
it's all about balance.
Yes.
You know, the Roman Catholic Bible speaks of being equally yoked. But I always say I make it more simple. I say, yo, when she turn hers on, I gotta turn mine off. So it's just really understanding that, you know, just letting your queen shine and falling back when you need to.
Yeah.
It's like a light switch.
Yeah, there it is.
Relationships are like a light switch. Am I mixing things up?
Nah, exactly. The double light switch, not just one. When
It
when
can't
the
be
one go up,
one-sided.
you flick yours down. There it is.
okay.
And
when I
it's
heard
balance.
you interviewing Dame, you know, part of that interview was specifically talking about R. Kelly.
Yeah, it was.
And you had a song with R. Kelly.
Yeah, several
What
songs.
has been your thought?
It's unfortunate, man, and I like to. I want to bring it back to our community and our family. Imagine if, you know, this was one of your close family members and you got this information. And I think I have a different outlook on it because I've had abuse in my family, and when you have somebody that you admire and respect as a patriarch in your family, and then you find out that they did some stuff that is sickening and horrendous to another family member, you got to bring that in and deal with that internally. And I think that's what's going on right now, to where this is our family, this is our community. R. Kelly has made some amazing music that we all loved, and for us to have to understand that, oh man, this is someone we admired and loved so much. And the same thing with, you know, with the Bill Cosby situation. This is somebody that was a part of my culture, a part of my family, and so I can't throw a family member away. You know what I mean? But I cannot condone what he has done. So when we have to deal with it on these issues, there's no correct answer. But I think the one thing that we got to focus on are these women and these victims
Yes.
And not let's forget about R. Kelly and punishing and throwing him away and muting him. No, let's uplift and empower these women.
Right.
And so these things no longer happen in our community because that's who've been muted for so long.
Yeah.
The women have been muted. So let's unmute the women and focus on them and listen to them. Not just say, oh, well, she shouldn't have been there. Nah, it's not about that. Let's empower women and put them in position so these situations no longer happen.
Wow.
All right,
Say that.
brother.
Okay, last question.
Yes, sir.
So many Atlanta celebs are moving to L.A. Why?
Really?
Yes.
I'm trying to get out of LA. I'm trying to be in Atlanta full
I just
time.
came back from LA.
That ain't where it's at.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of fakeness and tomfoolery going on out
you
there.
know, it depends on who you find. You gotta find your tribe anywhere you go.
Yeah. If you go south of Wilshire, you go to Compton, South
Exactly.
Central, you good out there.
You can find your tribe.
Not Hollywood. Don't go out there though. But the weather obviously is amazing. But the weather is amazing here in Atlanta
And it's
too.
more progressive. You don't think so?
I'd rather be here.
No, for sure.
That's where it's
Wait,
at.
you're saying Los Angeles is more progressive than being here in Atlanta?
No. I'm
here
not
in
speaking
Atlanta.
from being a black person. I'm just speaking politically.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't like politics, so I'd rather be with my folks. I'd rather
sure.
be here in the
For
community.
sure.
But I do understand, but this is where it's money here. And,
Yeah.
and when I say money, I'm talking about within our community. It gets spread out when you get out there and la.
Yeah.
Ladies and
Agreed.
gentlemen, Nick Cannon's been our special guest.
I appreciate
Thank you,
y'all.
brother. Appreciate you taking time with us, bro. It's
You're
always
my
good to
OG,
see you.
anytime.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
It's 8:52. It's the Morning Culture. Frank Ski, Jade Nova
Yes.
JR, Nick Cannon,
Yeah.
V103.
Yep.